Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a DIY Dollar Tree farmhouse kitchen Christmas tree. First thing, you're going to need a white Christmas tree from the Dollar Tree, this ice bucket, white twinkle lights or lights of your choice, this cooking utensils kit for kids. I found these mini cookie cutters at Walmart, as well as this mini grater, some silver spray paint or rust colored spray paint. These are from Walmart. Your gluing device, and just let's get started. I just came across this idea of how cute it would look in the kitchen if it had like little utensils hanging off of it. So what I did was I found these mini utensils at the Dollar Tree, and they are in primary colors. And look, if you want for a kid's tree, or if you have a multicolored kitchen, they're real cute. But I wanted more of a farmhouse rustic feel, so I've spray painted 4 of them silver, and I'm going to spray 4 of them in that rust color. This is the universal in actually satin nickel, and the other one is a rust red oxide primer. And I'm just showing you one quick coat off the top of each, but they actually needed me to flip them over and do the other side too, but I just figured boring if I showed you all of the painting. But I try to get it from every angle so that I only have to do one coat on each side. And again, with spray painting, you want to do light coats. Okay? So the next thing I decided was I picked this ice bucket because I wanted to pick like a white and silver farmhouse tree. I wanted to have basically that farmhouse look with a little glitz attached to it. And I picked this ice bucket, but I was really on the lookout for those mini colanders that they had at the beginning of the year. I thought that would look so cute. But when I went and found this ice bucket, I was like, you know what? It'll go with the cookie cutters and the silver utensils, and it'll be cute too. So I wanted the tree to sit up. So what I did was I actually put the legs that came with it on there, but I bent each one of them in half first. So it would create this swirl that would keep the tree in the bucket, and it would keep it from tipping over. I put a jar under there. This is just an empty jar from sauerkraut from Aldi. But you pick a jar that fits, that you have left over, or something that you want to raise it and weight it. The jar is also got a little weight to it, so it adds some stability to the base as well, and keeps the balance of the tree being top heavy from knocking the ice bucket over. Another reason I wanted the ice bucket is because it isn't too narrow on the bottom. I do have those galvanized tin buckets from the topiaries that we did in our fall decor, but those are very narrow on the bottom, and I was afraid that that would cause a little bit too much tipping. Plus, an ice bucket is something you would see in your kitchen. So what I've done is I've figured out exactly how I wanted it, made sure that it was centered, and I only glued the base of the tree, the little octagonal part in the middle. Excuse me, it's a hexagon. In the middle to the top of the jar. It's not glued to the ice bucket because you know me, guys. I like to take stuff apart to put it away. So what I did just put a huge dollop of the hot glue. This isn't even the Gorilla Hot Glue. This is just regular hot glue because that is plastic sticking to metal, and it's really all it took. I just had to hold it for a few minutes because when you use a lot of hot glue, if you don't hold it, it can move on you. Okay? And then once it's dry, I moved on to adjusting and fluffing. So when you adjust and fluff these trees, if you've never used an artificial tree before, or if you've never got an artificial tree from the Dollar Tree, these particular ones have about 6 branches at 4 different levels, maybe 5. And what you do is you can adjust them according to whatever your needs are. I have seen people take 2 trees, or actually I've done it myself, just not on a video, where you've taken 2 trees and I've hugged them together, and then I've fluffed them as one tree. You just can't use the stand when you do that. And if you do, you actually can, but it's a little off balance. You just have to be careful. But as you can see here, I'm just pulling down all of the branches. And to make this tree look tall, it's got like a 6-inch topper. So it's trying to be an 18-inch tree, but it's really a 12-inch tree with a 6-inch topper. But I thought this was a super cute tree for $1. I really did. And when you can add to it, that makes it even better. The one thing I didn't tell you that I'm going to use in the beginning is I had an old silver cookie cutter of a star. Mom has been trying to upgrade all of her silver cookie cutters to ones that are powder coated, because they're better nonstick and they don't rust as easily. So we had this one, and because I'm not gluing it, it can be a cookie cutter again after Christmas. But I just thought that was cute. They do have lots of tree toppers at the Dollar Tree, but I thought this went with the theme of being a kitchen Christmas tree. And the other thing I didn't tell you I needed or I used was this garland was left over from my burlap tree tutorial. I can link that in the description box and in the iCards above. And I had these 2 garlands left over, which is one of the reasons I said using that tree would be great. They do sell mini garlands at the Dollar Tree, but garland isn't necessary. I just wanted to wrap it around the lights because I could not find the white on white lights that are supposed to go with this tree. So I ended up using just battery operated, and the cords are green. So I wrapped to hide the cords around the silver garland, and I just tucked the excess of silver garland into the bucket. And then we're just going to decorate. I didn't show you me tying jute onto the ornaments once they were spray painted because you don't need to know that. But I will show you in a minute how I tied on the cookie cutters. Now, those cookie cutters that I said were mini cookie cutters from Walmart are actually labeled as pie crust cutters. They're to cut the decorative centers of pie crust. But I was looking for mini cookie cutters for a very long time. And I thought that they would be like Play-Doh cutters. I imagined, I feel like I saw them like a year ago, that they had these mini cookie cutters for Play-Doh. But of course, didn't grab them. Now that I had this idea to put mini cookie cutters on a tree, I couldn't find any. So I ended up paying $2.49, I think, for this set of 6 pie crust cutters. And then I just tied each one with a piece of jute. I didn't use hooks or anything because we are keeping it farmhouse and simple. And I tried to evenly disperse the rust-colored ornaments with the silver-colored ornaments throughout the tree. Same thing with the cookie cutters. I tried to disperse them throughout the tree. I also didn't show you me tie a knot of string around the the grater. When I was at Walmart and I picked up that mini grater, I was looking for those mini balloon whisks that you could sometimes get on gifts and stuff, and I couldn't find any. But if you have them, if you have access to a kitchen store and you have access to all these cute little things, go ahead and pick them up there. So I want to show you how I tied on the cookie cutter. I did tie a knot directly around it, and then I tied the 2 ends into a loop. This way it just gives it like a little bit more of a finished feel, and it will keep it from spinning around too much. It's really the only reason I did that. And then, like I said, distribute those evenly. And I really do love the way this turned out. You know, you guys can do this on a green tree if you want, and you could pick whatever color lights you want. I think the real idea was just about finding these cute little utensils, spray painting them in farmhouse colors, and tying jute on with the mini cookie cutters, as well as the next piece of equipment. I also didn't get to tell you that I didn't glue that cookie cutter on star on the top. I just took the top of the tree, which is wired, and I wrapped it around the middle inside point of the star cookie cutter. I think that looks super cute. But again, if you want to permanently create this, you can always glue it on, or glue a holder to your cookie cutter, like a star holder. I also thought how cute it would be if you had a little bit of a bigger tree in your kitchen, that you could do like those mini cake pans or cupcake pans. any of the silicone baking stuff would look cute as well. And then the last two utensils, one silver and one rust, I decided just to stick in the tree. I picked a spoon for this side and a spatula. Oh, maybe I'll change. A spatula for this side and a spoon for the other side. And I just did, not everyone has to be hanging down, and, just to add a little bit extra something to it. A little bit of surprise here or there, That's what keeps them on their toes. It keeps them guessing. Let's see. The last cookie cutter. Oh, no, there's one more. The other thing that I didn't show you and I didn't tell you was I got a set of the large green bells from the Dollar Tree. They're a 6-pack, I believe. And I did spray paint them with the rust-colored paint. I did that for another project that I needed to for another project. And I had the 4 left over. And I said, you know what? Originally, I had these like apples from the Dollar Tree. They were kind of cute. And they were on a pick. But they were bright red. And for the look that I was going of the rusty red, the bright red didn't really go with it very well. Even the grater that I got sort of has like that rusty red top and bottom. Okay? And then here's one more thing that I didn't tell you needed because it's just what I had in my kitchen. And I know they're hard to come by, so if you have them, use them. If you don't, I understand. I'm sorry. But are these mini mason jars. All I've done was tied a piece of jute. I've taken about a 6 or 7-inch piece of jute and I tied a knot in the end. And I screwed it into the label so that, screwed it into the top so that the mason jar was facing out. And then I tied this one with jute and put a bow on it and then hung it on the tree. And then I took this one and I put some of this silver and white ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I tied a little bow on it. And I'm not gluing any of these because, I like to recycle, reuse, and keep using from here and there and here and there. And once I have that adjusted, yeah, make sure the loop comes out under the ribbon. I mean, above the ribbon, yeah. Or else every time you hang it, it'll pull the ribbon off. And then for the last one, I saw an ornament inspiration on Pinterest where they just shoved burlap in a ornament and wrote on it. And I was like, oh my gosh, how cute does it look with just burlap shoved in a jar? It really does. I know it sounds silly, but I just took a scrap of burlap, did that same loopy, knotty thing, and I caught it in the seal, and then I just hung that one. And I just thought they were super cute, and they add to that farmhouse feel as well. I got these apples, but they were just bright red, and I didn't like them. So I took these bells that I had from the Dollar Tree. These were originally shiny green. This is this large set of 6 bells. And I spray painted them with my rust spray paint for another project. And actually, I really spray painted them for ornaments for my tree. But I was like, oh, how cute will they look instead of the apples? They do have a very apple-esque feel. Now, this should have been done beforehand. But of course, knowing me, I messed up. Afterwards, I felt like it needed a little bit more burlap, a little bit more farmhouse. So I've taken, this is the wire-edged burlap ribbon, and I'm pulling the wires out. I know that sounds crazy, right? It's a piece that's only about 18 inches long. It was the end of the roll, or it might not even be 18 inches. And I'm cutting it down the middle to make it more size appropriate, like a size appropriate burlap ribbon. And I'm just using it as a garland. Because you should put your garland on before your ornaments, I'm tucking them under as I go. And I've glued the 2 ends together of the 2 halves. And I just thought it could use this little bit of extra touch of farmhouse burlap here and there. Not that I don't love the silver. I think the combination of the silver and burlap and white and this rust color just really does look really cute together as far as I'm concerned. But, that's my opinion and I'm entitled to it. You want an opinion? Go have a channel. No, I'm just kidding. I love everybody's input and opinions. Thanks. So that's it. I know that that sounds like a lot for a little, but that's it. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And I hope you really like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share with friends and family or anybody you know be interested in making one of these or even just looking on how I made it. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe, join the family, and when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And something I don't always say, I want to encourage you guys to share your projects with me. Whether it's this one, redoing something that I've taught, doing some projects of your own that you think you'd like to share, I'd love to hear from you. You can tag me on Instagram, Twitter at mrsgarthb2.com, or you can email me at my email address is in the description box, and I'm Jeri-Ann Henson on Facebook. So send me a friend request or a message, and I would love to see what you've done. Thank you for sharing. And like I've said, as always, you guys, take care. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye.